But now there is a proposal on the floor to mandate men of 18 years to register for the draft. Okay. Potential draft. There's probably a better legal way to say that. Let's just go ahead and watch this video from Task and Purpose, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. And that'll be the end of it, Jason.
Chris is thinking about making registering for the draft not just mandatory, but automatic. All right, everybody, let's take a deep breath and not fall victim to reacting to a headline. While the headline is true and it's not clickbait, there is a lot more to this story, so we did this video so you don't even have to read words. The proposed amendment is attached to the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act, which gives the DoD its budget and changes a bunch of rules and other shit. It's put forth by Representative Chrissy Houlihan of the House Armed Services Committee and stipulates that men between the ages of 18 to 25 will be automatically registered for selective service. Currently, registration for selective service, which is kind of like a roster for a potential draft, is mandatory but left up to the individuals to complete. Most states do automatically register you, but even with that, only about 85% of the eligible population makes it onto the rolls. This year alone, Selective Service will spend $33 million to improve registration compliance rates, and this proposal would basically eliminate that. Those who don't register for Selective Service can be found ineligible for things like federal jobs, federal student aid, security clearance, and can face up to 5 years in prison and thousands of dollars in fines. That doesn't really get enforced, though. Essentially, the only thing that will change is that now the federal government will use their massive databases to automatically register you. It's already mandatory, and for most of the population, it's already automatic. This isn't a mandatory service proposal because most of those are pretty fucking dumb anyways, or the precursor to a massive draft leading up to World War III. But for the people who've been ranting about World War III starting for years, that's exactly what this is. That and re-enlistment bonuses, quality of life improvements, new recruiting commercials, new weapons programs, and basically everything else that ever happens. Spoiler alert, we're always preparing for war. It's literally constant and why we spend nearly $1 trillion a year on defense. Let's be honest.
All right, Jason. So I like his comedy take on it. Personally, this person was a prior Marine too, so it's funny to me. But it really comes down to what he said. The only reason that would happen, well, there's two reasons. One was to eliminate the budget cost of selective service, and two is to prepare for World War III. I do think it's a big deal. It's obviously clickbaity, but with the world and how it is now, and I'm no foreign affairs expert at all, but I can tell you shit's going down. I think anyone can say that. What are your thoughts on this mandate for selective service being automatic versus how he put it? It's not optional. It's supposed to be automatic. Just what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
So I think that the U.S. government, the DoD, probably had some input on this, because I think what's happening is that it is a proactive play. Look, our recruiting numbers have sucked. Mm-hmm. The climate of our potential recruits has changed. We're having trouble attracting them. We're doing what we can to be more attractive, but it's still the military, and we're still having issues, and we're still falling short. What happens if, let's play war games. What happens if this trajectory stays for the next 10 years? And then some really additional shit goes down, yeah. Right? Where are we going to be poised to be in this war game that we're simulating? And AI says, you're effed. You better increase your numbers or you're going to have to just do a draft. Okay, well, we don't want to say draft because that sucks. We already know what that sounds like. So, let's just slowly start to prepare for that without really talking about it so much. And we'll just make this easier for everybody so they don't forget when you turn 18. And look, we could save some money over here. It's a drop in the bucket. The amount of money, and it doesn't even count. So they sneeze and they lose more money than that, right? So it's not about saving. Sure, it's about saving money. It's about making sure that they're getting 100% compliance for everyone over the age of 18 to be enrolled in selective service. And when I say everyone, I mean males, which I'm surprised that they didn't add females into it, considering female is the a faster growing demographic in the military than ever before. But whatever, it is what it is. But believe me, that day will come too. There's other, and don't think that's not a thing. There's other countries where females serve. So if we don't see the type of engagement within the desire to be part of the military, it could be an all hands on deck. Look, we're a small country in the big picture compared to some of these other places. So like China. It could be an all hands on deck situation. And I think that it's just a proactive approach for if these additional bonuses and new barracks and, some other little things that we're throwing out there, if the quality of life stuff and, let's try to get this 19.5% raise. Did you see that? The 19.5% raise proposal for junior enlisted. And I think it's like a 4.5 or something for your NCOs. If we can't attract them with more money, better living conditions, and hiring bonuses, we have this to fall back on, even though it was already there. It's just, we need that extra 20%, because every person counts. So anyway, that's my thoughts. Clay, how about you?
Yeah, I have a few thoughts on this. One, exactly what you said. It is definitely for the what if scenario. I do think it's funny that it specifically calls out 18 to 25 males. And I'm going to go down the conspiracy track. I'm sorry for a second, right? It reminds me of a saying that goes, out of sight, out of mind. And so if they call it draft, holy baloney, it's a draft. If they added females in there, that's making national headline news on every outlet ever for months. Okay. And so let's not include it. Let's just slide it in the NDAA, which there are shrooms and LSD into the NDAA as well. So, hey, the military doesn't look so bad now, right? I'm kidding. And so it slid into the NDAA, and it makes me think of out of sight, out of mind for that what if scenario. And I think that's an indicator right now with low recruitment for new service members, low retention for second, third termers, especially at that 4 and 8 year mark. That's where a lot of people get out, and that's where your experience is. And then with the indications of where the world is at now, those 3 alone, and there are millions more, those 3 alone with the mandatory draft / not a draft is enough for me to be like, yeah, that sucks. So, hey, if you're an 18, 25-year-old male that had no intentions of joining the military, welcome to the suck is all I got to say. But I'll leave it at that, Jason. Any final thoughts on any of this, and then go ahead and close us out?
No, I think that's it, man. There's so much. I'm still chapped about the Judge Judy thing, man. That's so
yeah.
So just thought I'd throw that out there again, so you can leave on that note.
Nice.
And if you didn't see the Judge Judy episode, then you need to go find that, because it's really irritating.